frigid wind whistled through the open slats in the walls of the barn. Once, someone kept animals here, but no longer. Now, monsters overran the little farm. They'd been here for 6 days, the longest they'd stopped moving since Finn and Larkin had been separated. Finn knew the Vespae were hungry, but for whatever reason, they would not touch him. Nor would they release him. The creatures had a stinger containing a poison that suppressed his connection to both ethereal and celestial magics, and they'd kept him alive, but sedated as they moved from place to place. Finn was weak, but not as groggy or unconscious as he'd been at the beginning. He'd catalogued their movements as well as he could. From the pattern of incoming and outgoing parties, he concluded that they were searching for something. The Vespae were violent, brutal, really. But they were not unthinking creatures. In fact, he believed they had a language. Outside in the barnyard, several huddled in a circle. Soft clicks and hisses passed between them, and from what Finn could discern, there was a pattern to it. They didn't seem to be cold, but they crowded together like that when daylight became too harsh. Finn peered out from between the rough wooden slats of the Vespae gathered in the barnyard. They were the group he thought of as drones, the ones who gathered food, which consisted solely of plant matter, and were the advance guard for any of the swarm's maneuvers. The Vespae were pale creatures, with silvery gray skin, who walked upright like the humanoids of Okairos. Their features were strikingly different, though, with huge dark eyes that resembled those of a moth, and tiny noses and mouths. The drones' long arms allowed them to drop to the ground and run at alarming speeds, while the swarm's elite were proportioned more like the humanoids of Okairos. All had long, graceful limbs that reminded him of the Illuminated's true forms. In fact, there was something eerily similar between the Vespae and the Ventir, something that bothered Finn to think about, when he could think clearly enough to do so. That was rarely enough, as the noise the drones made was incredibly disorienting,